Hey guys, I'm Natalia.
And I'm Audrey.
And you're listening to the Talk Baby to Me podcast,
where we discuss everything parenthood.
From under the covers
to becoming mothers.
We will guide you through every step of the way. And I mean every step, especially the things that you didn't get to read in those cookie cutter pregnancy books.
We'll have you laughing and crying and everything in between.
Because at the end of the day, that is what motherhood is. And the best part,
we got to do it together.
And now we get to do it with you. Hey guys, it's Natalia.
And Audrey.
And I'm excited.
I'm sorry,
she doesn't want her intro. She wants to introduce herself.
It's me.
No, and by the way, exactly how we like it here.
Yeah. You guys, you might have noticed I said my name as Natalia today, and it's only because our guest, Tiaré Garcia, is here. She's the doula, the chaos manager,
and
the mom. I really worked hard on that intro.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're here. We're excited. We're going to learn all things related to different birth stories, our favorite topic, along with doulas and what they do. She's a doula, you guys. I don't know about you, but I hadn't heard the word doula until I found out I was pregnant. I didn't even know what they did. And
I knew what it was forever, but I feel like I had such a different understanding of what it was.
Yeah.
So I was just telling her, I was like, I have so many questions for you, but
and
I'm
you
not
know we love
ask
that.
all of them, guys.
It makes for a good episode when you do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, Tiaré,
Yes.
tell me about yourself and how was your week?
My week was fun. This is supposed to be a short week because of 4th of July, but it felt so incredibly long.
Yeah. It really did.
Yeah. I don't know. Every day I'm like, I don't know what day it is, but we're here. We made it.
I feel like that's my life all the time. Yeah. So this little curveball that the holiday threw at me, I didn't even know. Like, I woke up like,
guys, I'm in June still. I'm in June.
Yep, same.
It's July.
Yeah. So your short week was long.
Yeah, and then I was kind of nervous in the beginning of the week because it was my first time taking my daughter to see a fireworks show. So I was like, let me pack all the snacks. Let me take her iPad. I don't know if she's going to love it. Is she going to be scared? And she loved it. And I'm super excited because we're going to Disneyland in a few weeks. I was like, okay, cool. She's gonna vibe. Yeah.
You said she cried when it ended.
Yeah, she was like, more. I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. That's it. Yeah.
Ella's my favorite word / like always the word that I'm like
dying over.
Like should I be happy? Because it's always like more Coco, more Rachel, more Bamba.
Oh my god!
But she says it like a more.
I'm like, I need to hear that. Yeah.
She's so cute. We gotta post a little clip of her saying it.
Yeah. How was your week, Nat?
My week, well, unfortunately, I had a death in the family, so it was a little hectic, along with trying to smile and celebrate the holiday. But I had Edrius, and my son. He's
so
my
sorry.
strength. Yeah, he made me feel good.
Obviously, I knew this, guys, so I'm saying sorry, but I've said more apologetically before.
Yeah. No, she actually
that's awful.
took me. She peeled me out of my bed. She peeled me out of my bed and was like, "Bitch, we're gonna go have dinner, or I'll come to your house, but you need to have social interaction."
It helps, guys.
It did.
Yeah.
We were at dinner for 3 hours, and our fiancés don't get it, but we talked the entire time.
The amount of times I've heard like, you guys talk. Did you talk?
You just talked? You were out till midnight?
What do you guys do?
Well, what the heck? They just get on their cell phones.
They're just on their phones. Yeah. They look up at a screen and there's like a game that's on, and then they look back down on their phones, and then they look at each other, talk about what happened on the game, and then they go back to their phone.
Yeah. So yes, we talked, guys. So, but I'm so sorry that.
No, it's okay. I mean, so that was it. But I know that Audrey had a little hectic week herself. Audrey, do you want to tell?
Honestly, guys, I feel like it's perfect to talk about this on this podcast because we're all moms. So, earlier in the month, I had been robbed, and the cops were asking for a video of my security camera. So my security camera, there's a whole AV closet that's 3x3 in my house, and it runs like 80 degrees. And Ella has been doing this thing, my 20-month-old, 20-month-old,
20.
yeah, 20-month, where she likes to get in and out of doors, open and shut them.
Yeah.
Okay, I swear to God, this This door has never locked from the inside before. I know this from playing hide and seek with nieces and nephews. By myself. My nanny had just left. I'm supposed to meet my in-laws, DJ's parents, who are notorious for being like safety police and scared of everything. So 5:30. At 4 is when I'm checking the cameras. Ella locks me in the closet, shuts the door.
Yep.
This closet is 3x3, 80 degrees. There's AV equipment everywhere. So it's like you have a space that's like a foot.
Yeah.
I am like, at first I'm like, oh, this can't be real. And she knows how to open the door from the outside. So I'm like, it's not going to wait that long. You know, like I'm not freaking out yet. But she locks me in there. It was 2 hours. 2 hours. My DJ thought I was dead.
I thought she was dead.
He called her and like she tracks me.
I was like, okay, I'm going to Google white woman baby. like not
Citizen
even
app.
Yes, I'm on the Citizen app.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to freak out DJ because DJ doesn't ever call me. So just seeing his
and
phone.
he
was so panicked. He's like, it's not like her. And I was like, no, it really isn't. She has Ella in the car.
Yeah. No. And then so they thought maybe I wrecked. Listen, I'm in the closet. I'm like, at first I'm like, Ella, come to mom. You want a cookie? Ella, you want to go outside? You want awa? Like anything by the way, under the door crack. So I'm on the floor and she's like, yes. And then she would try. And so at first it was like kind of cute, kind of funny, but like kind of panicky. And then after I was like, let mama out. Oh, no. And then I was like coaxing her like, drop the phone. The phone is behind you. Because mind you, I don't have a phone. So everyone just thinks I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Long story short, it was terrifying to everybody. And when I came out, she had pulled all the flowers, like out of the bathroom. The toilet paper was like gone.
Yeah, she made a mess.
Thankfully, everything was closed. Like the stair gate was closed. And what I kept thinking was like, she likes to go in the pantry and get crackers. I'm like, please don't let her choke.
Yeah.
So there was so many things, but I swear to like now it's comical.
But
How did
literally,
you get out?
Motherhood. Okay, so my neighbor, who is DJ's business manager, happened to be home, and I actually knew this is how it would go. I can see the cameras because I'm in the room with the cameras, so I'm like, every time someone walks by, DJ had called Sean, is his name, and I don't know what he thinks. He probably thinks the worst case scenario because like we're not responding. I can see him coming in the door and like he's like tentative. He like has our code again. He's like, hello. And Ella comes running out the corner. The house is a mess because she's like throwing everything. So I swear he probably thought I was like, whatever, dead. But I'm in this like in a little closet being like, help me. Oh no. So it's like comical, but like everything's fine again.
Dude, the moment she texted me, I was like, I was.
She just goes, "I love you, bitch."
I was so. But the reason why is because you would never think of that.
Yeah.
Case scenario of like, oh my god, what if something?
Don't worry, she's fine. She's just stuck in her closet.
I wasn't even worried about myself, but I was worried about all the people that knew I was supposed to be at dinner, and they literally thought I was just dead or Ella was dead. DJ goes, honestly, I love you, but the first person I thought I was Ella, and I was like, me too. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, duh. I was in the fucking closet, make sure she didn't choke.
So my week was a little chaotic, but you know.
Oh, that's such a crazy thing. Yeah. And you know, we have one. This one has two.
I know.
It's
Penelope and Dexter. Penelope is about the same age as Ella and Audrey.
Yeah, I think just a few weeks older, really.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
October 26th.
Yeah,
man, who's good
memory.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, crazy.
People ask me when's her birthday.
First of all, I say November 9th all the time because that was her due date. And I'm like, it's not. It's November 7th.
Yeah.
Wait, so October 26th, November 7th, November 6th.
November 6th.
Oh my god.
No, it's November 6th.
Yeah.
And Dexter is?
He's
how old?
10.
10.
He'll be 11 in January.
Just so you know, I did not know her, but I had seen a picture and I was like, he looks like he's 9 or 10. So I felt really good about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 is much more.
Yeah.
So was it your experience with your kids that made you want to be a doula, or like what made you want to be a doula? And first of all, what is a doula? Give us like the whole breakdown.
So there's different kinds of doulas. A lot of people confuse doulas with midwives. That's not that.
That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, I had a different understanding of it, and that's what I always thought.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people think that. Yeah.
So there's different kinds of doulas. You have a birth doula. There's also a postpartum doula. So I'm a birth doula. So really what a doula is you're just a person to support the pregnant person throughout their pregnancy, labor, and a little bit postpartum. Whereas a postpartum doula is there to support mom and baby and just the family unit after the baby is here.
So like a support.
Yeah, you're just a support person, to put it really simply. So whether that's emotional support, or physical support during labor, that's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you also be both? Could you be a postpartum and a birth
You
doula?
can. There's a lot of doulas that want to do both. It just gets a little difficult because when you're a birth doula, you can have a mom go into labor anytime. You can't really
that's true.
plan.
That was a question.
Whereas postpartum, you're literally booking, like they're booking you, like I want you to be in my home 4 days out of the week from this time to this time. You can't just be like, oh, whoops, somebody went into labor. I gotta go.
Right.
So it makes it a little
Sorry,
difficult.
I was supposed to be your emotional support, but like,
yeah. So it's
Deuces.
one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
So what inspired like the decision to become a doula? Was it something that you've gone through? I've seen some of your posts. I know that sometimes you post things that are like you almost get forced into having the type of birth that you don't want, and so you want to guide.
So I honestly, it just happened so suddenly. So I had my son when I was 20, and I just went with the flow with a lot of things. I didn't know much about birth and labor and postpartum and babies, and I'm a new mom. Also, like I was ridiculously young when I was pregnant. I was 19, so I knew nothing about nothing. And so there was a lot of trauma that came with that birth, but also a lot of mourning. I mourned the birth that I thought I was going to have and I didn't. And so that's one of the reasons why my kids have such a large age gap, was because I was just still hurt, still processing those emotions years after. And so anyway, fast forward to my daughter, I was pregnant and I knew I was like, no, I can do it the way that I want. Like, this is my chance, right? So I had an unmedicated natural birth, and it was so
Superwoman.
Yeah.
Super mom.
I do feel that way. I'm still trying to find the right words to describe that experience. The closest I can come to is like just beautiful and life-changing, but that doesn't even like cover it, you know? And so after I had her, and this happens with a lot of moms, a lot of trauma starts to come up that you didn't even realize was going to come up about your birth, maybe the way your parents were parents to you and how you wouldn't be that kind of parent.
I'm
Just,
laughing
like,
because
so much.
we know.
And I was just processing a lot, and I was like, I want to be involved with birth somehow. Midwife, I can't go to medical school with 2 kids. Like, that's insane. I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
And then I even thought of like, okay, maybe I can become like a lactation consultant, because I also was breastfeeding for the first time, and I didn't get that my first time around, and it was so beautiful. But then I landed on, let me just start with being a doula. I want to be a support person to these moms,
An advocate, right?
Yeah, and be that person that I needed. I'm so sorry. I'm so popular these days.
No,
I guess.
totally.
Didn't go
Don't
off
worry
forever.
about it. Don't worry about it. First of all, my alarm went off last
I
episode,
bet you it
so.
says like hubs like 10 times. No.
Leslie from work.
What the heck?
It's okay.
Leslie?
We're moms, guys.
Yeah.
This is
Fine, it happens. I'm just gonna move
Cut.
it from there. So
Yeah,
We're
you
cutting,
can
we're cutting.
throw it that way. Oh,
cut. Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
you can throw it that way.
Can you put the?
So then I just landed on being a doula, and I was like, okay, let me just start here. Be a support person for these moms the way that I wish I was supported my first time around. And now I'm just going through that and these experiences. And I mean, who knows where I'll land a year from now, but for now, I'm here.
I feel the calmness too.
Yeah.
Did you have a doula for Penelope?
I did.
Is
I
that
did
what
have a
did
doula.
that also sway the opinion?
You know what? I want to
Or
say
decision?
yes, but also no. It was just like I loved her. I loved my doula, and she was amazing. But I didn't land there because of her. I am such a like go big or go home person. So I was like, I really want to be a midwife. That's really what I want to do. But like, let me just start here first. So yes and no.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, midwife, you have to go to medical school, right? Like that's
yeah. Mm-hmm.
like you have training, but it's
Yeah.
not like a license
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I mean, there's certifications. You can get certifications with different agencies, I guess, or like whatever. But no, for midwives, you're really hands on with baby. You're catching baby. You're providing care.
Right. Okay.
Where a doula, you're just like somebody's bestie.
Supportive,
Understanding.
yeah.
Right.
Which is really hard. I mean, I know throughout my pregnancy, I did feel super alone because none of my friends were pregnant. None of my
Yeah.
friends had been pregnant.
Yeah.
And I had just met Audrey, who was
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah.
So we did that for one another. But
Yeah.
outside of her own, maybe she had her own kind of symptoms, her own home things, like we weren't always together.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have that kind of mental support. Mental support, is that what I'm trying to say?
There's
Yeah.
like emotional.
Emotional,
Yeah.
mental is because I'm mental.
And
We
also,
all
what I
are a
mean
little
is-
bit.
I mean, first of all, especially during that time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, because
or
what
even
you're-
like having a question.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
like,
Google is not your best friend, as we know.
Yeah.
Whenever
Google
the same people
scares
listen.
you like from the
Yeah.
get go.
I know that is literally like, don't do
Don't
it.
Google
Yeah.
it. Or
Don't
Google,
do
but like read like
it.
more of like, I mean, I leaned towards more of the what to expect
Yeah.
kind of answers or the mommy blogs with like
Yeah.
real answers from real moms, not so
Yeah.
much like WebMD.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that wasn't it for me.
I feel like I had such a stereotype of the doula, though not a stereotype in a
Yeah.
bad way, but more so like honestly, I always just associate it with being like midwives or,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
home births
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
everything. So it's so weird that I didn't even come across thinking about that in my pregnancy.
Yeah.
Because I do know so many now after
Yeah.
giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's such a weird thing that I don't even know why we associate it. like
yeah.
My good friend,
Wow.
my good friend, actually her name's Rochelle. She
Yeah.
was telling me, here's my doula. Like she's the one that introduced me to doulas, and then also introduced me to a movie called The Business of Medicine,
Business of being born.
The Business of Being Born. And
Yeah.
when I watched that, I was like, first of all, you need to update your footage.
Yeah.
Second of all, just
Yeah,
saying
it's
you're
old.
appealing to a newer generation. Let's get with the times, honey.
Yeah.
All this
Yeah,
VHS
yeah.
shit,
We'll just
it ain't it.
remake it.
Remake the gosh
Yeah.
darn movie.
There'll be a TikTok in there
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, Nat is now directing this new.
Anyone want to fund the film?
Yes,
Please.
Yeah, no, I really was intrigued by it because of like the topic of when the cost of birth and the cost of C-sections, the cost of what you spoke about,
Yeah.
what is it, resuscitation fees,
fees.
all the stuff like that. Audrey had a situation where her daughter didn't stop breathing. So,
Mhm.
you know, there's fees
But the
with
fees
all
for
of that.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
It's expensive. Gosh, imagine not having
The means to actually pay for it.
exactly or insurance or whatnot. So when you post certain things like that, I'm like, oh my God, it's so true. And also not having the knowledge of
Yeah.
like saying, hey, there are alternatives. There's ways that you can do things differently. Now, I did think about having a home birth for like, I always say like joking, like 20 minutes because immediately I was scared. My
Yeah.
anxiety, my panic, my traumas, being pregnant, like you said, brought up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were no vices. You
Yeah.
can't go have a bottle of wine.
Yeah, yeah. When you're
No.
like, when
Notice I said bottle. Yeah, you can't. You have to be pregnant. You have to deal
you
with
just
the
gotta live
emotions.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all these traumas, and I wish I would have had a doula or
Yeah.
something. My husband, my husband. Whoa,
Yeah.
we haven't set the date
Almost.
yet. But my fiance was like my doula.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Because-
not
And
a doula.
No, but he can be. I
Right.
think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is anyone can be your doula. Your mom, your sister, anyone can be your doula because it really, at the end of the day, is really just your support person. I didn't know that.
Right.
You know?
But it could, like, when you think of it that way, do you think of, would you be able to be that same exact type of support person for like your sister or like your mom or something like that? Or is it better to like go into it not having a relationship with that person?
I don't know. I feel like the way that I would envision myself being a doula for my sister would be so much more. Whenever you're speaking to a stranger or a new client, right? Everyone has certain views, and everyone's really like try not to offend anybody and don't say the wrong thing, and that can be a little scary. Whereas
Me all day with everything.
yeah, with literally everything. What ketchup do you use? That's so bad.
Oh my God.
So with my sister, I feel like I would be like my raw, honest self,
Yeah.
and do with that what you will, sister. But I'm trying to figure that out still with my clients.
You have to navigate between not offending, not overstepping, being right in the right place where you can guide them and they can trust you to fully listen and let go of what their own fears are.
Yeah.
That's an important job.
Yeah.
That's an important job.
Yeah.
Or if something goes wrong,
being able to remain calm.
Yeah.
Not me, honey. I ain't not the one right now.
I actually feel like I've become calm when shit goes wrong.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
me too.
No, I might be lying. I might be the same. It depends on the situation.
Not me under the door being like, Ella, cookie.
No, seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was going to ask you something that I don't remember what it was. Oh, how do you get client? Like, how do you, do they come to you? Is there like a online portal that people can go to if they want to see doulas?
Every doula is a little bit different. So there are different agencies where it's like a hub of doulas, and then like you enter your information.
A hub of doulas. I don't know why that sounds so
a hub of
great
doulas
to me.
Yeah.
The doula hub.
It's a doula hub.
New business.
Yeah.
Where you can go find one, or a lot of them are independent. It's just like word of mouth. It's really their preference. Like I have a website. I'm kind of pushing on Instagram, but for me, I think word of mouth is what's important for me right now. And I like it. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a sense of a level of trust there, right? So one of the things that's kind of unfortunate nowadays, where we talk about how you don't want to offend anybody and like you want to be really careful, is I feel like that took away the unity of a lot of women and a lot of moms just being really honest and speaking from their experiences, not from what like my OB or my midwife or what Google or like WebMD but this happened to that person, and like the scariest scenario. I feel like it kind of took that away, and now we're not really fully open and honest
or raw
because we're just afraid to offend or for anyone to take it the wrong way.
Or someone to judge.
Or someone to judge.
Right.
It's scary when, like there's already so much judgment that happens on social media because people have access to you so much easier. Right. So for me right now, I'm not pushing to market myself online or Instagram too much. It's just my friends and my neighbor and my sister and her coworker and
right.
And I like it. I like that.
I feel that kind of is too, like for a doula, that feels natural.
Yeah, that feels
like I don't
right.
know anything about it. It just feels natural.
Yeah.
So
like marketing yourself through word of mouth and through friendship is almost more authentic.
Yeah.
Than like
Tiaré says
she has like
a
billboard.
The best doula
ever.
She's on a billboard.
Number one in SoCal. Like Yelp
juggling
and everything.
babies.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a great campaign.
Yeah.
Excuse me, don't steal this.
She's on a bus stop and it's like a lady, like honestly, that's so funny.
It would be really funny.
Oh no, but I agree with like the idea of not being able to be your true and authentic self, which is when we had our birth story episode.
Yeah.
I think I was very nervous to even talk about it because the thought of me being home birthed was scary.
Yeah.
But I didn't want other people to feel that me being scared is how you should feel.
Yeah.
I was very like teetering on like, okay, this is my story. I respect all stories. Mm-hmm. My story just so happened to feel perfect for me.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you need to go and get a morphine shot just because I did it. Yeah. You might be able to have the home birth and be calm with the doula, with the midwife, whatever it is. That might be your story.
Yeah.
And
we're definitely all on different paths and learning things at a certain point of our life for our own storyline. And
And then there's people who are just like, oh my God, you're basically telling people to go get an epidural.
But yeah.
And I'm like, no.
But then if you get an
actually-
epidural, there's people that literally will judge you, and you're like,
Yeah.
why is it? Why
are we so
can
divided?
why can I not just say exactly how I did it? Like, I'm here, baby's healthy. Like,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna make me feel bad. Not that this happens
No.
all the time, but that
Yeah.
It does.
everyone
happen,
is on
yeah.
their own path. You have no
Mhm.
idea how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
None.
And it's also like, there are people who judge on like, oh, you had a C-section. Oh, so,
Mhm.
you know, or hey, you tried to have a home birth and you had to rush to the emergency room because it didn't
You
work
couldn't do-
out.
yeah.
So like, there's all these things that could happen, and we're in such a weird place right now in the world where, because of social media and because we're
Yeah.
easily accessible to
Mhm.
to be bullied or to be yelled at or to be commenting like by literally nobodies who just sit on their ass and comment negative things on your page because they're bored, or
Or they
maybe-
you can just hide behind.
or
Yeah.
you can
What it-
Yeah,
social
there's
media
no
is-
face.
exactly
Yeah.
Mhm.
but there, if you have comments or feedback on stuff and it's like constructive and it's like, hey, like, or I really actually want to
Or
learn,
questioning.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
different, and I think
Yeah.
we should be open to that. But
Yeah.
And I think that that's what kind of led me into wanting to start off being a doula, was because thankfully I am really glad that I did have two different birthing experiences. Like, I did the hospital, I did the epidural, I did the Pitocin, I did all of that, and then I did this unmedicated birth, and now I have two. Like, I was the person who did the epidural, and I'm not going
Right.
to shame you for that. I've been there, I did it.
It happened. Yeah.
But I also did unmedicated, and I didn't realize how powerful I was. And having those two,
that's a good selling
It's a
point.
juxtaposition. Yeah.
The
I-
word, the
The
juxtaposition.
juxtaposition. I love that word,
Yeah.
guys. And amalgamation. I love it. I keep forgetting the thing I was gonna.
Well, I have a question. So
Yeah.
the first birth with Dexter, it was medicated. You did
Yeah.
the Pitocin, and when you had the baby, did you say that you have a plan for that, or did you not, and you just kind of went with it, or?
No, I was crazy. Like, I had my full birth plan typed out, showed it to everybody.
At night, you were
like,
19. You said, right?
19.
At 19.
My plan was fully unmedicated, unassisted. I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
And I lasted 26 hours unmedicated
Wow.
and just laboring. Yeah. And then I was just so fatigued. I had seen the sun. I had seen the sun come up once, and it was gonna come up again. And it was a mental battle that I couldn't win. I was pregnant at 19, had him at 20, but I couldn't do it. I was like, I am past my,
Yeah.
like, I got it.
Yeah.
No, we're past that.
You're
I can't. I
exhausted.
don't got
exhausted.
it. Yeah.
Guys, it's just labor itself is like running 20 marathons, they say.
Yeah.
So could you imagine 26 hours? Our last guest
Insane.
was in the hospital doing that for 3 hours or
3
3
days.
days as well.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
oh my
that
God.
can happen,
I
yeah.
was like, I went in, it was really, really hard, but I went in the same day and gave birth the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Love
so
that.
really-
Love that for you.
Yeah.
A work shift, a work 8-hour shift.
Yeah,
no problem.
Literally,
Clocked in, clocked out. Yeah.
Literally. When they told me that it would probably not be until the next day, I was like, no, no.
I'm on a schedule.
Yeah,
Not me.
excuse me. I could not imagine. So, but it is good. Then your daughter, the
Yeah.
unmedicated, how long was that?
3 hours? 3 hours? And
Sis.
3 hours,
Wow.
maybe 3 and some change. But I labored mostly at home. Like, I barely made it to my birthing center. I didn't have a home
okay.
birth.
Wow.
So you had a
Birthing center.
Can you tell us the difference between
Yeah.
the two and versus a hospital?
Yeah. So
Which
a
was a
birthing
question.
center is like closer to being like your home. It looks like a home. It has everything your home would have, a kitchen and everything. It's wanting to give you a home birth without it being in your actual home.
Right.
I live in an apartment building, and our walls are thin. This building is old as heck. And I was like, oh man, what if I'm a yeller? Like, my neighbor's gonna be like, somebody tell her to be quiet. You know?
911, there's somebody being murdered.
So now you're having a baby
Downstairs.
in an apartment with the police knocking at the door,
Yeah.
your neighbor banging on the wall, chaos.
It sounds really, really comfortable.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? No, let's do a birthing center. But I barely made it. I was there maybe for 10 minutes before she was here.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's insane.
I
Well,
was-
what a difference.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Huge difference.
Also, with birthing centers, do they have medical, like if you have preeclampsia or something goes wrong, unlike a home birth, they have those type of things, but unlike a hospital, it's not so sterile. And
Not quite. I mean, you will get transferred for something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, they transfer you. So I don't, different states have kind of like different laws, but in some states, birthing centers have to be a certain mileage away from the hospital. So you have to be close to a hospital in case
Right.
you have
In
a
case something
transfer.
happens.
You're
Okay.
not like going through the 405 at like 4 p.m.
This one.
5 exits. No, I heard that on your other episode. Yeah, so that doesn't happen.
Just chaos.
It has to be close. So
Yeah. I was just, because, there's a reason why you pick it, and it just makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I was like, but does it have the same type of,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
and
why I was scared too. Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
It's just when I thought about the home birth thing, I was like, we're not close to a hospital.
Yeah.
But I never even knew about a birthing center.
yeah.
Like, why didn't anybody tell me about that?
My oldest sister did 3 home births, literally with
Love
midwives.
Mhm.
And her second one, though, she had preeclampsia so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just terrified.
Oh, yeah. That's
She got transferred. Obviously,
Yeah. And
Can you explain to the audience what preeclampsia is? So everyone's a little bit aware of like.
I can't all the way, but it's like high blood pressure.
Yeah, and then the nonstop bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also like your baby will, if you're still pregnant
Yeah.
and it's earlier, you can be like bedridden
Mm-hmm.
for it, because it's really, yeah. So I can't exactly explain it to you, but I know that it's bad.
So 3 hours, get there. 10 minutes later.
She's here. 2 pushes. She's here.
Weird flex, but I love that.
Yeah. And it's like, it was so different.
First of all, I'm like 2 pushes. Well, I did 4. So next baby,
1.
get out of here.
You guys are so. I can't like this competition.
I'm
but-
sorry, it's me. I'm sorry.
No, but with my first, it was, coached pushing, and they were so mad at me. They were like, "You're not pushing." I'm like, I thought I was pushing.
Oh, no.
I don't know. But my epidural was so strong. They're like, "You don't feel a contraction. You're supposed to push." And
yeah.
no idea, girl. I don't
that-
even know where I'm
maybe
at
that-
right now.
And that's probably like, you're like, I wanted to feel some sort of actually giving like
Yeah.
labor, like
And it's a weird thing about me too. Like, I need to be in control all the time in every situation.
There's a pattern here.
Yeah, very similar. And so I felt really like I didn't have control with my first, where I was like, no, I got it. And
Yeah.
I don't need your help, which is really interesting, right? My doula, we're here to be support and, physical or emotional. And I just wanted her presence. I was like, no, my husband needs a doula.
right.
I want him to be hands-on.
First of all, that's what.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to. I was like, I think somebody needs to be there for DJ,
DJ.
which my mother-in-law was in the room. I was like, because he's fainting before I do. Like,
yeah. So I really
That's
needed
crazy.
somebody to guide him so that he can help me. And it was so beautiful because he was so hands-on the whole time. He was
that's
kind
a
of
really
like my doula too. Yeah, it
that's a
was
cool
really
way to look at
nice.
it. Actually,
Yeah.
actually,
I
they
don't-
could be. It's multiple. Use you for multiple things and peoples in
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever like 5 minutes where a part of his body was not on me doing something, which was really nice. That definitely brought us closer together. So.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Mhm.
I'm Almo.
She'll
You need us. Dep it
start
up.
crying, just so you know. No, it's like
No, I
I'm
am
gonna
a
start
crier.
crying.
I wear
Um,
my emotions literally on my face.
Yeah.
I definitely do mine on my sleeve, but then I laugh just to cover it up.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything like you would want everyone to know about doulas,
Mm-hmm.
or having a
I-
doula, or not having a doula?
You know what? And this is kind of like, right, I'm trying to sell myself, but at the end of the
Juggling
day,
babies.
not everyone needs to hire a doula, right? There's all this. My drive is, you're a mom, you can do it, right? There's a lot of things out there to tell you that you can't do it, right? There's all this marketing about like, you need this bottle. No, you need that one. No, you need
yeah.
this.
Oh my
pacifier.
gosh.
No, you need this baby carrier. No, you need, and it's all about how you can't do your job as a mom, right? And I hate that because
Wow, I
yes,
never
you
thought of
can.
it like that.
And it's so hard. It's so easy to think that you can't because life is so demanding, right? We're all like boss babes and just everything is so go, 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 especially here in LA. And so you think you can't, but you can. And so my biggest thing is, although I am a doula and I want to be here for other women, you don't need that if you had your proper support that you're supposed to have from your family unit, from the people closest to you.
From your village, right?
From your village. But we don't have that because we're all caught up in our own thing and our phones and don't offend. I don't want to overstep. And so it makes it a little tricky. But if you need a doula and you don't have someone who you trust and you feel super comfortable with, definitely hire one. But if you do have that with your family, your mom, your dad, your sister, your husband, whoever, then they can totally be your doula.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's it. Yeah.
I have never heard. I mean, I'm in the marketing world.
Yeah.
Okay, I have bought the carriers,
Yeah.
the bottles, the 900 different types of pacifiers because
Yeah.
one's better than the other. I am the one that you marketed to, but I never thought about it in that way of like it's actually marketing to you because it's telling you you can't do it without it.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
heard it like that.
And it's
Yeah.
like the snoo, the $1,500
Yep.
Bluetooth activated. Mind you, I have the fucking snoo.
Yeah.
And
But
it
like,
worked.
and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, happiest baby, you can endorse this
Yeah.
podcast. But no, like, but it's true. Like I never thought about it in that light, and that is such a fascinating little nugget for the show. And I'm really happy that you brought that up.
Yeah.
And that is also a really good selling point. But it's also so genuine.
Yeah.
Well,
If I have another baby,
when like
sis.
I was doing a registry, which mind you, I have like a lot of nieces and nephews, and I was like one of those people that was like, you know what, it's gonna happen. We all were babies, like we'll be fine. But also when I was doing my registry, the amount of anxiety because of
Yeah.
that, and I never thought of it like that, but now I kind of want that to be like the motto of my life.
And then did you guys
Like-
end up with all this stuff that you're like, oh, I never even
Oh
used
my
that?
Lord,
Yeah.
yes, and I'm probably the one that had some of the least stuff,
Yeah.
and still it was so much.
Yeah.
Like they give you bottle sample boxes that have 5 different bottles.
oh yeah, I heard of
Ella
that.
never had a bottle. Like
Yeah.
she still wants boobs. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Same
so
with my daughter.
But
I have so many
it
still.
was
I'm like, why are they still
angst-
here? Yeah.
like the anxiety it gives you because you're like, wait, so now do I have to do different bottles?
Yeah.
You
And
know,
the
just
idea
that.
of like, so my son, well, you guys know his age, but like he never liked his pacifier
yeah.
ever. And
Yeah.
now he likes his fucking pacifier.
Yeah.
He goes, Binky. Like he likes the Binky now. And I'm like, shit, this is the time where I'm supposed to take it away from you.
Yeah.
Like, this is not okay.
But that's the other thing. Supposed to.
But supposed
Yeah.
to, that's what
That's
I'm
not
saying.
even.
Yeah.
Look, my son doesn't need to be the non-pacifier, non-bottle having prodigy baby.
Yeah.
It's fine. He'll go through his whatever. And if there's a product that tells you that, oh, it'll help get rid of the pacifier, please send it to me. But also like, why do we have those stresses?
Like
Yeah.
supposed to at that age shouldn't be
it sucks
something
that
that we have to feel.
So we
even
need to work
supposed
on
to.
letting that go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's not even that serious.
No,
It's not that
it-
serious.
yeah.
My mom used to be like, ¿Cómo que un snoo? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Cómo que
Yeah.
es eso? She'd
What
be
is
like,
this? New?
yeah, what the
Oh, I
hell?
understood those.
Good job, Audrey.
Yeah.
Spanish lessons are working.
Yes.
No, so she'd be like, we used to rock you with our foot, girl. We
Yeah.
used to have
No.
a hanger and we used to just do this. Like, what do you mean?
Dude, I'm one of 5. Like, my mom didn't have that. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what where I come from.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, if you have your village, if you have people,
Yeah.
it makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the reason I didn't do as much research as not or go as crazy getting this stuff is because, you know, I have so many people around me that
Yeah.
Yeah.
would help.
Yeah.
So that is such a, so
It's
Yeah.
really
yay,
good.
doulas.
I
if you
love
need
that.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And I haven't, right now, my answer when people are like, hey, do you want to have another baby? It's like a hard no,
No,
with
yeah.
a period.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is associated with the trauma and the postpartum depression
Yeah.
that came with my first pregnancy, which is
Mm-hmm.
why you said that you had Penelope so long and there's like a age
Huge gap.
huge
yeah.
gap. It's because of the things that you went through in the first pregnancy. I don't want that to be me, not in a mean way,
Yeah.
but in a way of like, I want to be able to hopefully resolve the issues. And
Yeah.
I had postpartum depression, anxiety, rage, trouble with breastfeeding to the
Mhm.
point where I developed breast plant illness and now I'm getting my implants removed. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, because of now the knowledge that you brought to this podcast,
Yeah.
I will be able to maybe have that no turn into a yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or
it's
maybe.
all about having
Maybe.
somebody be
Yeah,
supportive.
whatever
Maybe
you
it is
want.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Your energy is so calm. I love
I
it. You're
love
perfect.
it.
I feel like
Yay!
you'd be like a perfect doula because your energy is very.
And it has to be the opposite of what we are because we're psychotic. We're like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up?
I love that. Yay, it's a
Yeah.
balance.
Well, thanks for coming.
Of
Thanks
course,
for
thank you
talking
for
with
having
us.
me. Yeah.
And also, like, literally, finally clearing up what I thought a midwife versus a doula
Yeah.
Yeah,
was.
that's
I could
so common.
honestly.
Yeah.
And
Always.
educating everyone listening too.
Yeah.
Those little
Yes.
nuggets were good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, share your Insta.
What's your Insta, sis?
It's a Tiaré the doula.
Tiaré, the doula.
Tiaré. Yeah.
And what is our Insta now? Because I forget
At
every
Talk
time.
Baby to Me PC.
Come follow us. Comment. Please, please, please rate us
Yeah.
5 stars. But just kidding. Be
Or
real.
Or
Yeah,
else.
Or else.
Tiara is very calm right now.
She
Yeah.
already got my energy. I'm like,
She's gonna
excuse
come
me, I'll tell
after
her.
you.
Yes, but thank you guys. We
Thank
hope you
guys.
enjoyed. Bye.
I like her bye was in unison.
It's always like awkward. I know.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You can stay in touch with us on Instagram at Talk Baby to Me PC and our YouTube at Talk Baby to Me Podcast.
And listen to us on Apple and Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Thank you.
Thanks.